Hello again, everyone. This is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. How you doing today? And welcome to hear about my journey to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, I had joined YouTube in March of 2018, just as a regular person, not with a channel. But then prior to that, I have been thinking on and off for months. Should I start a channel? Should I not start a channel? Should I start a channel? And as you know, channel contributor Steve Young, we have been friends for years. He's the one who really prompted me to go for it. You know, when you trust your friends, that kind of thing. I said, you really think I could do it? He says, of course. He says, you can do it. And he said, basically, not those exact words what I'm using, but the gist of it is that he encouraged me to go. And as I jokingly say to him all the time, yeah, you're the one that pushed me out of the helicopter, so to speak. So I definitely want to thank you, Steve Young, for this. But I didn't know how I don't want to scare any newbie off, but it can be intricate, it can be complicated. It can also be wonderful, and it is wonderful. And I guarantee you're going to make new friends, even if you have no intention of doing that. And I'm going to talk about all of this when I get back in a minute. Okay, going to get right to my journey. And again, thank you, Steve. So actually, realistically speaking, my channel actually started off as a weight loss channel. I know. But I have taken off some weight over the last few years. Actually, a ton of weight. I have old pictures that I don't even want to look at. But it's a journey, not a destination. That's how I look at it. But so too is this journey for anyone contemplating to having your own YouTube channel. Okay. So I started uploading officially on July 22nd, 2018. And I'm going to stick my first YouTube video in a description box below. But prior to that, I did do a little homework on my own. I kept trying to get information from other people that had channels that I vaguely knew, and it just wasn't a good time for them. Everybody has their own life, and they're like too busy. So I said, okay, just do your due diligence, Janet, and be the student/teacher that you always are, and just investigate and check. So here's a name I would like for anyone embarking on a new YouTube channel to check out. So you can replay the video if you don't write it down now. Roberto Blake. Okay. If you've not heard about him, this young man, he is just so knowledgeable in so many areas. He starts off in other facets, but you will see he's an entrepreneur. He just knows the stuff, okay? And he talks to the viewer in plain language. For me, that is what struck the chord for me. And there is a specific video on how to get your first 100 subs. In addition to that, I will link an additional video of Roberto Blake's how to get your first 1,000 subs. Okay. And you know, you get bombarded with a ton of information and it can feel overwhelming. But Roberto helps you take a breath and learn step by step really, really good tips and stuff like that. So I went with it. However, I'm going to share with you my experience with trying to obtain my first 100 subscribers. Was it easy for me? Absolutely not. It felt like I was pulling teeth. It felt like I was giving, well, listen, okay, the first 100 videos, even according to Roberto Blake, his words suck, okay? And he's right, because it's a learning experience. When I look back at some of my early work, I laugh. Oh my goodness, I'm looking the wrong way. The angles are crazy. I didn't have a tripod, and that's a different story altogether. And I will get into that. If this requires a part 2, we'll go for a part 2, because the information that I'm offering, in my honest opinion, is very, very important information, okay? So my first 100 subs to obtain was very difficult. But I'll tell you the mistake that I believe, in my honest opinion, that I made in my case. I did not take full advantage of what salespeople call your warm market. What's a warm market, in case you're not into sales? Those are the people that you know. Those are the people that you trust. Those are your friends. Those are your family. I don't know, I felt like I might have been bothering certain people or whatever. So I didn't get the word out. Big mistake. Don't do that. Even Roberto, if I'm not mistaken, encourages that. Get your first 100 subs, a lot of the people that you do know, love, and trust in your life. And furthermore, by not mentioning your channel and then finding out secondhand, they might even actually get offended. Well, why didn't you tell me you were having a channel? Don't you think I'd be interested? So actually, it's kind of almost the right thing to do, okay? So take full advantage of your warm market, and you'll be surprised and amazed at how helpful that is in obtaining at least your first 25. I was like hysterically happy with my first 25. But then somewhere between the 25th and the 50 something, it was like, oh, what's going on? It's never ending. Should I keep doing this? Oh, woe is me, whatever. But no matter what, even though I might have been saying that in the back of my head, I was too concerned about that number. And that in and of itself is its own video. Don't be concerned about the number. Be concerned about the quality of the videos that you are offering. That is what counts. And constantly go for it, day in, day out. No, I have to credit myself in this area. I might have made a mistake, without taking advantage of my warm market. But one thing that this lady did, and it's proof positive, every day I cranked out videos anyway. Every single day. Now, that doesn't mean you have to crank out videos every single day, because as you learn, it doesn't have to be an everyday thing. Really, the truth of the matter is the algorithm appreciates like 2 to 3 uploads a week, and you'll learn all about algorithm. And the real key is consistency, okay, on this platform. Now, what about gear? What about like camera gear and all this and all that? Is it a complicated ordeal? And when I get back, we'll talk about it. Thank you so much for viewing. I really do appreciate your time. I'm sorry about the cloudiness here. A minute ago it was just bright and sunny. I have no idea what happened here. Well, hopefully the cloudiness will dissipate. Let's talk about camera gear. Some of you at the very beginning might run out and dash out and buy expensive equipment. I am literally still working with my LG Stylo phone that I have used from day one. Even those voiceover, like let's say like a Money Monday show where you're looking at an audio. I mean, you're listening to an audio, but you're looking at my image and text and all that and music. The bangs, the whistles, everything. All of this comes from my little tiny phone. So when you're starting off, you do not need a fancy camera, okay? And the other thing that I had to learn when you're recording is don't be tempted to look at your picture of yourself, of your face, checking if your hair is good or whatever. Right now I have an itch and that's real life. But there's that little like number, the counter. Look at where the red dot is blinking. At least on my phone, that's how it works, my little Android here. Look at that and not at your own image, because when it is camera ready for viewing for the audience, the viewers, they're going to see you looking as if I'm looking right in your face this way. By looking straight at yourself, to the viewer, it looks like you're looking some other direction. And honestly, that can be annoying. You don't need very fancy equipment at the outset. I think it's starting to get bright again. Yay, I'll appreciate it. So that's very important. But here's a tip that is extremely important. Your audio. Your viewers need to not only see you, but they need to hear you. I can't tell you how many great contented videos that I have clicked onto. I'm like, wow, great content, but what'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say? No, okay. Make sure that your lighting is good. Make sure that the audience can hear you. A little phone like 6 feet away from you. If I took this very phone that I'm recording right now and walked away, let's say 6, 7 feet, here's what you're going to hear. Hello, hello, hello again, everyone. Hello, hello. What good is that? There are people that are hearing impaired, and it's just plain old annoying to go, what'd she say? What'd he say? Okay, so you get the message, okay? So you could just use your simple smartphone, okay? Oh, now, this is a true story. Tripod. I literally worked with a cardboard tripod, and I learned how to make it from a video on YouTube, and it saved the day. Because try to avoid shaky cam videos. Now, there's always an exception to the rule, and some people may ignore it, but for the most part, I've heard things like a friend of mine said, oh, Jan, do something about that shaky cam because I feel seasick when I watch your video. The last thing I want is for a viewer to feel seasick watching a video. I mean, I said, that's it. I need my tripod. But I was blessed by Patty from the Life with Patty channel. Don't get me wrong. When I used the cardboard one for a long time, I still owned that thing just to keep it as a keepsake. And it did keep the camera stable. So it succeeded in that area. But Patty was so sweet from the Life with Patty channel. Please head over there. If you've never heard of it, get over there. I strongly recommend. So she blessed me with the tripod that I am currently still using. I am still working with a simple smartphone and a tripod. Just saying. Just saying. So it's not about the fancy. It's about how do you get better lighting, okay? You sit near a window. I mean, that's the least expensive way where the sun is shining. You could do that. You can go into a room that you know the lighting is good, or you could buy inexpensive lighting equipment. Look into that. And there are other videos about that. I believe the other channel name, there are actually 2 more channel names I strongly suggest. Go to Think Media. And also, and I just started viewing this channel, and this lady is absolutely wonderful. Her name is Annie DUBE. Okay, so D-U-B-E. I mean, she gets to the point. She's a young lady. She knows her stuff. I mean, I could just go on and on about her. She was a very helpful information for myself. You know, that's another thing for a possible future YouTube person. Put in your due diligence. Get your time in tutorials. Do you think that I'm complacent now because I obtained my 1,000 plus subscribers? No. To me, this is the very, very beginning. It's like another kickstart. The first milestone was getting to the 1,000, and my journey was a little bit iffy. As a matter of fact, it bears repeating again. About a year ago, by the time July came near, my anniversary date of July 22nd was my 1-year anniversary on video making for this platform. I literally almost quit. Stay the course. Just keep going, stay the course. There were times that you guys didn't even know I had 1 hour sleep because my mother, unfortunately, she passed away. She was quite ill towards the end. She had advanced dementia, and the nights were horrendous, and I took care of my mother practically up until like the very end. And you guys would never know it. I just cranked out my videos anyway. Do it anyway, okay? Somebody wrote some sort of a poem or a passage. I think the name of it is Do It Anyway. And this is one of my best pieces of advice and tip for anyone considering a YouTube channel. Do it anyway. If your first 20 videos suck, do it anyway. If your subscriber count is staying low forever, keep going, do it anyway. You are going to find people, wonderful people, along the way that will help you. The trick is to keep going, okay? No matter what circumstances around you are happening, You do your thing anyway, because those are the people that succeed. Because in my honest opinion, there's a difference between success and failure. You want to know what that is? The difference between successful people and people that fail at things, they don't have a plan. And they don't consecutively do things. They don't keep their word. Did you ever meet a person like that? They're wonderful. You love them to pieces. Oh, yeah, let's get together. How many times have you ever gotten one of those let's get together again type calls and you really think it's going to happen? But for some reason, the person is not consistent with their word. The ones who remain consistent day in and day out and crank out their videos, whether it's 2 times a week, once a week, if you tell your viewers that you're going to come back tomorrow, you get there tomorrow. And as time goes by, you're going to find the ways to do that in such a way to make your life more smoothly. And I think that I should do a part 2 about this next Monday. You know what? I will do a part 2 about this because I know that there are so many wonderful people out there. And I just want to make 2 announcements. I'm going to start a new show this afternoon, okay? And I'm working on the title, but basically it's about sharing a cup of tea with me for 15 minutes in the afternoon. There are many people who are working from home and they need a break, and you are more than welcome to share your cup of tea or coffee with me. There are many people that are retired at home, and 2 o'clock is like about the only time of the day where they get that 2 o'clock cup of coffee or tea. Sit down and share it with me. We're not going to necessarily only talk about budgets, okay? So I would like to approach this thing very nicely, different subject matter, once a week. So it's going to be a weekly show at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you could have a cup of afternoon tea with me. And for those who can't make it at that time, fine. Watch it another time when you can have that cup of tea. I'm so sorry that happened. My camera gave out. There were just other things, other files that had to be cleared. I thought I cleared them, but apparently I didn't. So sorry about that. So basically, every Monday, I'd like to do an afternoon tea show with you for about 15 minutes. Okay? 15 minutes of tea with me. Hey, that's a great title. 15 minutes of tea with me. I like that. I hope you do too. So hopefully I'll catch some of you back here later or whenever you can, okay? Everyone's entitled to at least 15 minutes a day for themselves. Am I right or am I right? Yes, I agree there should be a part 2 to this because I do have a lot to say. And I will suspend Monday next week and we'll do a part 2 of this series, okay? And I really hope that I help someone. Before I go, I'm also considering at some point, one day this week, I want a situation where anyone who just started a YouTube channel, for example, that has less than 100 subscribers, I will choose the day. I will let you know. Tell us about your channel so we can check you out. It is virtually impossible for any of us to know every channel. I wish I could. I wish there were 29 hours a day, but unfortunately there isn't. So we may be missing something really good. So I will mention the day where you could put your channel and describe your channel in my comment section one day during the week. I'm thinking about Wednesday, so come back Wednesday to find that out, okay? So let's see what we can do about this. We have to get our channels going. And of course, as I expected, the phone's ringing. See you later with a cup of tea, everybody.